Go live, go.
You look a mess. Oh my God.
I'm the working man. So when you're live.
We are live now. We're live now.
Oh.
Come sit down.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Mark has been in the yard all morning. Supervising the people that we hire who do the work.
I'm building a fence, and you gotta know if you walk that far, you would see me go live with Facebook Live. That is show. That's the end of the show. I gotta go. Oh, let me do the intro.
There is Mark always has to supervise people that he hires to come and do work. I don't get it. I don't know why. It's crazy. For me, it's like they show up, they do the work. I'm good.
We're doing.
Then they tell me they're done.
Hey, we're doing chainsawing after this. Okay, but let me know.
Who's doing chainsawing?
We.
Oh no, I don't. We do not belong in that club. We're gonna chainsaw.
Pretty sure we do. Okay, you want me to introduce you? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Studio 53, coming to you from Las Vegas. Yes, it's the one, the only, the smiling woman, the beautiful woman. She looks like she's 26 and she's AARP. Are you ready for the Miss Yolanda Martinez-Music?
You need to take that AARP crap out of my intro. I don't like that.
Why we get like?
No, I don't need that.
We have 15% off the items.
No.
Introduce me. Introduce me.
Welcome the head of AARP.
No.
Mark
Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Last week I had Robin Leach introduce me. Let me see if anybody's out there that I recognize, okay?
We never had Robin Leach introduce you.
Kevin!
Kevin who?
Kevin Hart's here. Kevin! Can you introduce me? Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. Kevin, introduce me. All right, it's all good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't believe this, man. One of my best friends in the whole world. He is here with you. Yes, I am Kevin Hart. I don't want to be on yet. I got bumped because of the guest that he's got coming on today.
Oh,
he is better. God. He is incredible. But ladies and gentlemen, before you meet the guest, you got to meet your host live from Studio 53 in Las Vegas with his wife of 12 years, 9 days, 36 hours, and 14 minutes and 12 seconds. Give it up for the one, the only, the unemployed, the worker, because he's got nothing else to do. The chainsaw man, the fence builder, the concrete pourer, the flag installer. Get up for Mark Music!
The crazy man. Because I don't know. He's
awesome.
Nuts. Yes,
that's awesome.
Yes,
oh my
Judy,
God.
He is nuts.
Hey, welcome back.
I don't know why you need such a long.
Is that Jimmy Fallon?
I don't know why you need such a long intro. Why can't it just be?
Thank Kevin.
Why can't it just be like Mark Music?
Kevin Hart was here.
You know, why can't you just sit here and show your face when we go live and be here?
I have friends in high places. I got friends in high places.
No, the song is Low Places.
I have friends in high places. Speaking of high places.
You got the wrong song.
Speaking of high places, we are riding high with love and joy and happiness. And it kind of looks like we have a split screen there, but it's not like it's like right there, this wall. Doesn't look like a split.
It's not a wall.
But what? Let's kiss like we're in like virtual kissing.
You're hitting my head with your hat.
Man, that was romantic.
You're
Amen.
You are crazy. We have had a busy weekend. We had some friends in town, and then this one's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the yard. And we haven't been here live with you guys for a few days. Father's Day weekend just happened. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop making faces. That doesn't look professional.
They can't even see me.
Oh my God.
That's up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Judy can see you. Okay. Yes, they can see you. So today we have a very special guest that we actually met.
We say that every week.
In Orange County.
But this is different.
Because they're all special guests because they are friends. Yeah. Not only they're our guests, but they're friends that we we met them and then we became friends with them and they're part of our family. They're part of our life. And
I don't believe
that's why I say that.
I don't believe that we've had an entertainer that has been not above and beyond our expectation and been a better entertainer than us in their field.
Well,
this is the guy that, now you all know my best friend Lloyd Mabry. He's a 12-string guitar player where he does improv and all that. And Yolanda and I were in Orange County Fair And this is probably one of the hardest things I've ever seen, and got to really.
It wasn't hard. It was emotional. It was very emotional for you.
Yeah, it was very, very, very deep for me because it was Monday night, and he wasn't even supposed to be there. And we were at 333 Ocean Boulevard, which we like to go there and watch the sunset when we're in Orange County. And I saw this guy out there, and I'm like, hey, who's this guy? Oh, it's Harold Payne. I said, what's he do? He's a guitar player, but he does improv. I go, my best friend is improv. Nobody does improv better than him, you know? And oh my God, you talk about instant. I mean, he was top of the top of the top. And I couldn't wait to tell Lloyd about him. And he was, as he was doing his improv, because Lloyd had Parkinson's. And what happened was he has Parkinson's, and he went through the surgery where Henry Kravitz, who Lloyd works for all the billionaires out there, a lot of entertainers. And then when he went through his surgery, and Henry paid for everything, you know, over $1 million. What a gift. But he had a seizure while he was under. And what happened was he had brain injury. And so he is unable to this day. And if you watch my podcast, you'll see the interview with Lloyd, where he had to learn how to talk again or speak. His left hand and right hand don't work together, so he can't strum and sing. So he had to put his guitar down. And that was the hardest thing because Lloyd has been my best friend since the 90s. And I mean, we have a room in his house. We have our four-wheelers, vehicles there. We have all our clothes there. So his house was our house. His mom and dad are our mom and dad, you know. And to see your brother go down like that is the hardest thing in the world. And then we met this other guy called Harold Payne. And man, you talk about melting my heart. I think I'm not a very emotional person generally. And I just could not when he was
oh, you were very emotional.
Yeah.
I remember that night. Yeah,
I'm starting to get back now. And I remember when he was starting to sing, I had to get up because of the joy and the tears and the happiness and the connection that he brought back. And it's like, you know, when you lose your best friend or you lose an album, somebody else is there to replace it. Well, Harold came into our life at the perfect time. And
well, I think you always meet people. People always come into your life at the right moment.
When you need them the
most. I think that was the moment for you because you kind of lost part of your friend with, you know, because he was at all of our events, live events. He would always be there. And so
he's still my big real estate partner. He's still my best friend.
He's still our best friend. He'll always be a part of our family, but you just lost that part of your friend. So when we saw Harold play, it was, I mean, talk about watching someone get emotional and myself realizing why he was getting emotional, but also realizing that people come into your life when you need them, not when you want them, but when you need them to come into your life. And so when you're open to that, you develop a friendship. And so that's why he is part of our family now and part of our friends.
You know.
And he'll always be part of our group.
And we weren't supposed to, we go there, but he was, I don't want to say but, and he wasn't even scheduled to be there. It was an off night.
Yeah.
And here's what was even better. He recognized that it meant that much to me. And he stopped playing to come over to see what's the story because he cares. He cared about what it meant to me. And I told him the story about Lloyd. You know, it's just like he never left. He's always been in our life. You know, and he does Facebook Lives and all that. And if you want to see a talented man and a gift, and like it's my new best friend is alive again through Harold. Now I have two new best friends, you know.
That's right.
And he's a gift. He truly is. And maybe it was meant that, you know, Lloyd had lost his mom while he was in the surgery, Mama. And maybe Mama put him there.
Yeah. Could have. That could have been it. You know, that's why I say people come into your life for a reason when you need them.
Yeah.
So we are going to bring Harold on. You guys
what
can
about
meet
Kevin
him.
Hart? Should we just schedule Kevin Hart for another day?
We don't even know Kevin Hart.
I kind of know.
The only reason you know Kevin Hart is because you see his movies.
Okay, so I know him.
Know him.
You two know him.
You do not know him.
Kevin, we got to bump you again, bud. All right, Mark, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Now that we've talked about Harold, we're gonna bring him on. We'll hear his story, and we'll get to know him. And you might even get a treat, and he might play a song or two for us
Let's
live.
have that. Let's have people come in and write.
If you want a song, or if you want him to play a song for you, just write it in the comments, and we'll let him know.
Yeah.
So without any more delay,
you got to do a big intro.
Ladies
and gentlemen, this gentleman's been on tour with NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, Reba, and Brooks and Dunn. He has been all over the world, and that's all in the last 12 months. He's continued.
Mark. Mark is making up stuff.
He just recently played for the Queen of England, and now he's here on our live StreamYard.
He never played for the Queen of England.
What?
No.
He's
a multi-platinum songwriter and master improviser who has written songs for such diverse artists as Rod Stewart, Patti LaBelle, Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones, and longtime collaborator Bobby Womack. And literally from Peter, Paul, and Mary to Snoop Dogg. His specialty is creating custom improv and summary songs for special events in person and virtually. So we will hear his story. We will have a few questions for him. And again, if you guys want to hear a song, put it in the comments and we'll let him know.
He'll make it up. The guy's incredible.
Right.
He's you know what? He's a deep friend of ours. We love our entertainers, but we connected in a deeper level. At least I have, for obvious reasons. But you know what? Let's not waste any more time, man. We talked about him. They think he's a imagination of some crap we made up. He ain't a Disney figure. Okay, he ain't Mickey Mouse. He ain't Goofy. He's the real deal. He's okay.
Hey, how you guys doing? So, am I going to see your split screen, or am I just going to see myself? Just curious.
There we go. I don't know what happened. It took me to a totally different screen.
And here's what was there. And we just said all the good things about you, and nobody heard.
Well, what's funny is that I did not play for the Queen of England, but one of my songs was done at a command performance for the Queen of England.
Oh, well, there you go. See?
I wasn't too off, Harold. I wasn't too off. But it's been too long. I mean, I see you on Facebook and doing improv, and I think it's amazing. You're an amazing guy. You've made a difference and touched our lives, and I don't think you'll ever realize the magnitude of it. When we get an opportunity to do another live event, yes, you have to be there if schedule allows, so we can give you the proper exposure that you get to have for the people that can come into your life, that we'd like to bring to your life, and Lloyd can make those connections, because you are the man that I think an angel sent down, and probably took you forever to show up. Jiminy Christmas, I'm 56 years old. What took you so long?
Well, I don't want to be too easy,
No, it'll be a
right moment.
Wow. So you've been there we go, baby.
I thought she was leaving.
No. I've got to go. When I'm done here, I'm going to go do a little chainsawing. And
he's crazy. He's
you got a callus. I got a callus. That's street credits right there. That's backyard street.
I just got one on my fingers from the guitar. I don't have the real kind of calluses like you do.
These are don't wear gloves and show everybody that you really wear calluses.
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm smart and I'm wearing gloves, so I'm not getting the calluses. By gosh, I get up early, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting out there, getting things done, and we're doing some improvements on the house, which gives us the time. Which as an entertainer, Harold, we travel so much. Our biggest thing in commodity is the time. We don't get a lot of it when we give so much of it out. Now we're able to spend a little more time at home and appreciate what we do have and get to improve our little property here. And
can you hypnotize the trees and make them stop growing?
You like it. Chainsawed one the other day. It scared it, and we knocked it over with the bulldozer.
Oh yeah, I scared it. No, so tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in
just playing music? What was the guy that said, "Man, I like this. I'm gonna go play"? Somebody inspire you, or what was the story behind that?
Well, actually, yes. My aunt had a boyfriend that played the ukulele, ukulele, as they say in Hawaii, but and he brought them with him, which was very thoughtful, so the kids could, I was just a kid at the time. I was actually too young. My brother got a ukulele, and he showed me a couple chords. I think the first song I played was the Hawaiian War Chant. And and the kid next door played the guitar, and so the ukulele was kind of my on-ramp drug to music, and I started playing the guitar and kind of self-taught, and I started playing in different bands. I played in a surf band, a folk group, and an R&B band, and the R&B band won, and I ended up playing at a place in Southern California, in Gardena, California, called Baby Huey's, and it was Rich Riley and the Tail Feathers, and it was all Motown music and that kind of stuff. So that's what I was kind of raised on, and then the singer-songwriter stuff. I'd say like Bill Withers and James Taylor, people like that, were really influential in pushing me in the direction of the singer-songwriter thing. And that's how, and then it evolved into, me deciding that that's what I wanted to do for my living. I was in college. I got my degree in Espanol.
Oh, wow.
And in Spanish. And then I went to grad school. When I was in grad school, I go, we got people from the Ministry of Education of Uganda coming here to learn teaching English as a second language and take it back to the country. And I'm playing at Baby Huey's in Gardena. I shouldn't be taking up this spot right now. So that's when I did the shift, and been making my living since I was 20.
Wow. 6 years now.
Wow.
More information than you wanted.
No, that's great.
Oh my God. So you start you're making up songs on the spot. I mean, what made you want to do that? Because that's a serious connection. That's a gift.
Talent. That's a talent.
I mean, how do you get to be good at that? I mean, I don't understand it. Improv is very, very gifted, talented people. That's what you're doing.
Really, to me, it's about trust, and it's experience becomes confidence, becomes trust. And so it started off literally with me forgetting lyrics, and the hyper focus that comes from that light shining on you at that moment. You got to come up with something, and just like you guys are really quick on your feet, and okay, that light shining, come up with something, and sometimes I like the lyrics that I came up with better than the original. And then I was playing at a place where they used to have a bunch of birthdays. Instead of saying happy birthday to you 50 times a night, I started making up little ditties, and then people would send up like a napkin and say, hey, my cousin is here from South Carolina, and he's a carpenter, and his wife is a massage therapist, and they're nudists. Okay, make up a song about it. So, and then I started, I'd hear conversations, somebody saying something like, hey, give me a margarita. And I go, give me a margarita, and it started just evolving into eventually me asking for titles from the audience. And in the there are no accident department. Talk about chainsaw. I got my tagline from the chainsaw juggler. He used to say in Venice and all over, he used to say, risking my life for your entertainment. So I say, I'm going to make up a song right here on the spot, risking my reputation for your entertainment. So, we have a chainsaw connection. And then, as it evolved into more and more of what I was doing, and I started doing custom song, people would see me do it, and they say, can you come to my party and do that for me, and maybe even make up something in advance? And then it evolved into this thing that got higher end, and then I started doing corporate events, and where I would maybe do a song with 2 lines each about the 10 top execs, and make a boring business meeting into something that was more fun. And then I'd make up a song on the spot. And then I started doing recap songs, where at the end of an event, I would recap the whole thing in a little 4 or 5 minute song. And I ended up doing it at the National Speakers Association conference for all 3 days. I just went right after each of one or two speakers, and I recapped what they did. And someone that saw me do that asked me to do a TEDx talk. So I did a TEDx talk called Preparing for Spontaneity, where I kind of reverse engineered, I don't know how I do this, but I kind of looked back at it and told a story similar to that. It's kind of I call it benign precariousness, where you deliberately put yourself in a position where you're on the spot, hyper focus kind of a thing. And it makes you create because of the experience, confidence, and trust. So once again, more information than you wanted, but that's my.
You've got some songs for quite a few famous people, haven't you?
Say that again.
You've customized some songs for some pretty famous people.
Yeah, I have, and a lot of special events. Like one of them that was one of my favorites was Regis Philbin for his 80th birthday, and I was fortunate to connect with a meeting planner, Mindy Weiss, who's like a rock star meeting planner in LA, Beverly Hills, and about 15 years ago, and she has gotten me so many high-end gigs for, corporate and private events. And one of them was this, and that was a real interesting one, because it was on, then it was off, because the person that was planning it wasn't sure. I sent her the lyric and she didn't hear it with the song. So I go, well, you know what? I'm going to honor this no matter what. I'm going to go in that morning of the event and record it and send it. And so Mindy sent it to her, and she said, now she gets it. It's back on. So I raced to Malibu just in time to make it for the event. And Jimmy Kimmel was in the right, 5 feet away from me. And Regis goes, Jimmy, you need to have this on your show, And unfortunately he didn't, but it was one of those cool moments,
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, wow, and so I'm looking at some of the other things here. Have you done things with Al Pacino and things?
Well, a producer of one of his films asked me to do a song, and I was supposed to do it in front of him as a surprise, and that hasn't happened yet. But he passed the song on to him, so that was a little different situation. But and then one of the other ones that was really fun, there's a guy named Bob Cavallo, who was head of Disney Music, but he also was manager for going all the way back to The Lovin' Spoonful, Wind and Fire, Prince, Goo Goo Dolls, Alanis Morissette was their manager, and then he became head of music at Disney, and his main A&R guy, a guy named John Lind, a friend of mine, who wrote a bunch of songs for Madonna and other people, and he saw me I did a song for the guy that the owner of the Cheesecake Factory, and he happened to be his best friend. He saw me do a custom song, so he asked me to do this big event. And what it was is the Plain White T's had that song, Hey There Delilah.
Yes.
Remember that song? Hey There Delilah. And they wanted me to do a parody of that at this giant, City of Hope event. And so I'm teaching the guy from Plain White T's how to sing his own song, but with this different lyric, hey Bob Cavallo, and so that was really a very cool moment. And I'm very fortunate to get to do what I do, both on the custom song side and the improv side, and then just playing original music as well.
Awesome,
man. That I was blown away when we saw you. That was a blessing. Just being able to sit down. It just made our whole night, and then made everything. It's just like it was just a really.
Well, you couldn't stop talking about it.
No.
He talked about you for days.
Well, it was a beautiful moment, and as I do sometimes, I talk to you guys on a break, and really made a connection. And then I went back up and took, it wasn't planned, but I just remembered what you guys talked about and made up a song about it. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to get some information about people, then surprise them. And they go, that's us. You know?
I think I have the song. I might post it and later on here, but I think I still have it because I know you sent it to us afterwards. So yeah.
Well, I hope people that are watching get to do a watch party so you could see. I want to show as many people as possible because we have a lot of fans. We have almost like 3 listeners. We're huge. So
my following.
It's consistent.
I think you have more views on your crazy yard stuff than anything else because people just love him doing
cutting edge.
It's ridiculous.
Have you seen some of our crazy videos that we're just being ourselves? You know,
I have seen some of them.
We're being so down. The heck is that? That's our dog snoring back there, a little one, you know. Since this pandemic, I mean, we've had to change everything around. How are you dealing with the pandemic? I mean, career-wise, what's going on with what you're doing? I know you do your Facebook Lives, and people get to enjoy that, and I'm sure it's had a twist in right now in the time being for your career. How's that affecting us?
You know, it's funny. In some ways, I'm busier than ever, and half of it is learning. You know, how to get better at some of the, you know, virtual thing. And half of it is just learning new things and going to seminars and Zoom webinars and just trying to take advantage of this time. And the other part is I've done a lot of virtual events like birthday parties, Zoom birthday parties where everybody, you see the picture of everybody like the Brady Bunch thing. It's really cool. And they turn off the sound. So they're going like that, you know. And then several corporate events where I do a kickoff song that's kind of along with their theme that I'd make up, and then in the middle for some, you know, kind of stretch time or like, you know, some break time, I'll make up a song from a title that the audience gives me, and then at the end I do a recap song. So I've been doing some of those for some companies I haven't worked with, and some that I've done for in the past where they get, can you do virtually what you've done for us in person? And then I've been doing these Facebook Live events. I've done like 12 of them now, and it's really fun. And what's cool is a lot of people come and from people that clubs that I played all the way back to that first club I played on through all the places that I played, and they come and hang out with each other and say, hey, how you doing? And so it's as much fun for me to facilitate these people getting together, and they ask for requests. I'll do 3 or 4 original, 3 or 4 covers, and a couple improvs. So it's really a fun thing, and I'm doing a virtual luau with my friend Faith on the 5th of July, Faith Rivera, and I lived in Hawaii for a while, which was ukulele, you know.
Yeah,
we love Hawaii. We've been you know, we've been there for business so much, and now I've got to take her for a pleasure. But what I decided to do is buy her a chainsaw instead of taking her to Hawaii, so she can cut down the trees.
You didn't buy me a chainsaw. You buy yourself.
I really like that when you bring that in your carry-on.
I like how
I'm going to buy her a tractor soon. Yeah, Harold. And,
I like how you buy all these big things that I have no interest in. But then he says that they're for me.
I'm going to build her a pool. I got to clear the land first. No. So you know Kyle, huh?
And are you drinking this early? Is it 5 o'clock somewhere? What is that you're sipping on there?
This is my lose weight tea.
Lose weight tea.
We started about a month and a half ago.
No, it's been longer than that.
2 months?
Probably.
Harold, this stuff, it's amazing. Gives you energy. You lose weight. I always thought, you know.
This one needs more energy. Seriously.
It's working.
It's working, right? I always tell people, hey, drink 1 tea, it'll make you pee. You drink 2 to make you poo. If you drink 3, you look like me and her. No, but yeah, we got on it about a couple months ago. Got some friends on it. They've lost like Stacy and Ryan. They've lost. One lost 70 pounds. One lost 19 pounds.
Oh wow!
And
Yeah,
they're just like that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, lose weight tea. I love it. You know.
It does. So
You want?
You get a T-shirt, lose weight tea, TEE. You know.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
If we can, if you want to try it, just text the word TEA to 55678, and Yolanda will send you a sample.
Yeah, I'll send a sample.
You want a sample? We got to give Harold a sample. You don't need to lose weight, Harold.
Oh, yeah, we all do. Could use a little here and there. And what was that? What do? You text it what?
Text the word TEA
right.
to 55678.
Okay.
55678. And get me look just great.
5
You need
6
to
7
stop.
8.
You need to stop drinking
5 5 7 8.
55678.
6 7 8. 5 5 6 7
8.
Yeah, and I can. I'll send.
You'll feel great.
If you want a sample, I'll get your address later, and I can send you.
We should hire you to do a jingle for us.
Well, make up one on the spot.
You'll feel great.
You want me to make up one on the spot for you?
Can you? Yeah, can you really do that? Okay, text the word TEA to 55678. Put it on the main thing so you can see it.
There you go.
And you'll get a free sample. We'll give you a free sample. And the energy.
I'm actually playing the guitar here.
Man! Wait till you see the energy. It's really, really amazing.
Okay, let's see. Mark and Yolanda got it going on. She's the beauty behind the microphone, and he's the one with the chainsaw out on the front lawn. They've got a magical secret that they've been sipping on, and they see some pounds have been gone. And if you text TEA to 55678, you can find out about the tea where you can lose weight. Lose weight tea. Lose weight tea. It'll work for you. It'll work for me. Lose weight tea.
You're going on the road with us, Harold. That's just the way.
All right.
You'll have the energy of this one here.
Oh my gosh. They got an energy pill. I'm going to try the energy pill. She won't let me. You're not taking the energy pill. I was gone, baby. She said, drinking tea.
You don't need the energy.
Oh my gosh.
Ask and ye shall receive, yeah. Well, it's nice to do the lighter one this time, you know.
So where are you performing at? Doing any live events right now? What's going on?
Actually, I have been about 3 or 4 weeks ago. One of the places that I played in Orange County called Zove's Bistro came up with this creative idea of they had a big parking lot in the back, so they made it a tailgate.
Oh.
So that the they had every other space was a car, and then a space where people brought their own tables and chairs, and so they were buffered by a car. So they got their own family there, and then there's a row in front and there's a row in back. So they'd get about 10 cars, maybe 40 or 45 people, and then they had a second seating or driving, and they'd get about 80 people in a night, and I was 30 feet away or so, and it was really great. It's like an outdoor concert, but it was really a creative way that people could keep apart from one another, except for their own family group.
Right.
And it was a blast, like having a barbecue. So I did that for the last 4 weeks, and there's one club where I have played indoors, and they changed it all the way around and made a long, huge area in front of me where I'm not near anybody, and I'm coming in the side door, and you know, it's you see some people that are not really, you know, taking it that seriously, but I try to be mindful about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I can. By the way, I love the group that you guys visited, Twice as Nice. I thought they were awesome.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was
Fun folks, and they love you guys.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of those songs. You know, like he was part of Being Mrs. Jones, Brick House, Bet Your Big Golly Now, You Make Me Feel Brand New. He wrote all those when he was very young, and then he went with the Commodores, and he kind of co-wrote a lot of that. He never got the credit he deserved, and
he was so young.
He was so young. They took advantage. You know, back in the day, I mean, he used to hang out with Michael Jackson. I mean, he comes over for dinner. When you come out here, we'll have them all over, and the stories and the people that he knows is just amazing. I mean, the guy is both of them phenomenal, you know, and grateful to be entertainers. So I think when you're an entertainer, you're grateful to be it. You love what you do, and that's the passion, you know. We got a
I mean, are you kidding? We get to do this, what we love, and make a living. It's what I call the trifecta. You discover something that you love, that you also happen to be good at, and that you can make your living doing it. It's, you know, so I call it living life in 3D without the glasses. It's discovering what you do. What is it? Come on, Harold. I need the 3D glasses. Just a second here. Developing and then distributing it out to the world, you know, and so that's the trifecta when you find something you love and make a living doing it, and that you're decent at it.
Here's the superfecta is when you do it, you're serving others and you're putting smiles on their faces.
Yeah,
and you change people's lives like ours in ways that you don't understand the effect or the ripple effect that you have, because you're not driven by ego, you're driven by purpose. And I think, you know, the serving part is what drives us to continue to do what we do. We don't need any more applause because we've had enough. It doesn't mean we don't appreciate it. And now we're on purpose instead of, you know, hey, well, look at me. I'm a rock star. No, we're on purpose, you know, and that's what I love about it. We have a friend that is on all of our Facebook Lives, Judy Bates. And I want you to do a song about her. Yolanda, we'll give you some info on her. If you want to make a song on everyone, she's listening right now, and she's like, he is great, and all, you know. And she won't let me have any energy stuff. She has no energy pills for Mark. But we got closer to her because of her mom and dad. Her mom and dad used to come to every one of our shows. They'd be there at Orange County Fair at 2:00 in the afternoon. Or 1:00 in the afternoon, and we didn't go on till 5, and they'd sit in the front row. Nobody took their seats, and they watched everyone. He always wore a goofy shirt, you know, a goofy sweatshirt.
Right. Grumpy.
It was grumpy. That's right. He always wore a grumpy sweatshirt, and they'd bring us tomatoes. And
did you throw them at you?
they loved us like we were their kids. I mean, it was just beautiful, you know, and she's gotten into our life a lot more since her dad had passed, and mom's still around. But everybody asks about them.
Yeah.
Every time we go to Orange County Fair is, where's Dixie and Glenn? Where's Dixie and Glenn? That's her parents. And everybody knew that was their seat. Nobody takes their seat. And they'd watch the Chinese acrobats, the Peking acrobats, and then they'd watch us and all that. And it was just amazing, you know. So Dixie and Glenn, it's their daughter, and she's a beautiful woman, and she's typing now. Oh, please make a song about me. Oh my God, I need more attention. Please. Oh, it says oh, okay, which means we want to
embarrass people, don't you?
Yeah,
you know it. You know, I'm the one on the other end, and So what do you know about Judy? What do you know about her?
What do I know about Judy?
Let's get some good stuff.
I don't know. Well, I know that she
something to go on if you want me to do a song.
No, she has a dog, so she's a dog lover, like us.
What does she do?
I I don't know what her career is. Because she lived, she moved back to Orange County when her dad was ill, and then he passed away, and her mom, she was taking care of her mom, but she has
Is it like Alzheimer's?
Dementia.
Yeah.
She started, and so she's laughing. She's like, nothing. Don't say anything about me.
Judy is I would say a dancer. She likes to dance, and she loves to sing, and she loves to garden. And if you saw her, she does it in a bikini.
I see. So I think you're making this up, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's just making it up to see what she does. But no, she's a very loving, giving person, and I think throughout the whole situation with her parents, she's always reached out to us when she was going through some hard times, and so we've been there for her. And sometimes she would be like, oh, I don't want to bother you guys, and I'm like, no, we're here as your friend, because your parents are like our parents. We would take care of them. I remember her dad driving to the fair one time, and he wasn't, I don't remember what happened.
This is good. Yeah, this will be good.
He wasn't feeling well.
He couldn't see worth it.
Yeah, he couldn't see, but he had his wife. He always took her to the fair, and so they were always there, and he couldn't not take her because he felt bad. So he drove without, being able to see well, because something happened. And so he's there, and then
he had
double vision that day.
Ooh.
And so he's going to drive home, and Dixie, his wife, starts telling me about how he shouldn't be driving because he was having some issues, but he brought her to the fair. And so what did I do? I took them home. I drove his car home and had a friend follow me to bring me back. So I drove them home, because I'm like, you are not driving. It was like 10 o'clock at night, or no, it was midnight, because they stayed till the last show. And so I drove them home and had a friend follow us to bring me back to the fair. So that's how it does.
You want me to do a song about him?
Absolutely. Judy Gates.
This is for you,
Judy.
The bikini
girl.
dancer.
The bikini dancer, Judy Gates.
Feels like this. For Judy was lucky to have a great mom and dad. Is thankful for the good life that she's had. As much as Mark likes to tease her, I'm gonna go light, 'cause it just wouldn't be right. I don't wanna tease Judy. I feel it's my duty to say all the positive things I can about her. Her mom and dad used to come to Orange County Fair. In the front row, they were always there, hypnotized by Mark's performance. And for 2 hours they sat there dormant while he was in his grumpy t-shirt. And Judy moved back to Orange County, realizing that every time that Mark and Yolanda came through, the police put out a bounty to make sure they didn't get too far out of hand. And Judy is a big dog lover, and she's a friend to Mark and Yolanda like no other. They get together whenever they can, and with her they'll always stand. And Yolanda even drove them home when there was double vision, so they wouldn't be in a perilous position. And now it even strengthened their bond even more. So I feel it's my duty and my joy to dedicate this to Judy. Oh boy.
Oh, that's very nice. Judy will appreciate that.
A random bunch of stuff.
Hey, that's improv. That's
You don't want
improv.
to see what's going on inside this brain, trust me.
I don't know how you do it.
I had the pleasure of coming to the Orange County Fair as well, and the show you guys do is just remarkable. I mean, it gets out there, man. What you make people do and what you allow them to allow themselves to do is truly remarkable. And I wouldn't go up there.
Well, now we put all of our shows online. We started a friend of ours, Paul, who's a violinist, Paul Grant, photographer, just helped us out last year. And we knew him, but we got to know him really well. And our little buddy Raul and his sister, Isabel, she was helping us out. And Paul goes, "We should put your videos on Vimeo." And I was like, "What? No one's going to watch them." So he uploaded 7 terabytes of video, and then we got another 5 terabytes of video. So people get to watch the entire year of every show I did, from Orange County to San Diego to Washington for the entire year, and they streamline it, and we've got all that up there, So we're letting people through the virus. We can't be there physically, so we're getting so many people saying thank you for putting all those shows up there from 2003 to now. It's like crazy. How do we find it? I don't know.
What's that?
Mark Music.
Vimeo.com, and then just look up Mark Music.
And sometimes it's on my Facebook fan page. We do clips, then you click on it, and then it takes you to the whole thing where you can watch the entire show. And now we're putting on there next week. I teach people how to hypnotize other people. I give them the script, the music, how to word it, and we do all that. We give it to them. And we're doing it because we want other people to get out there and have fun and enjoy and pay it forward and pass it on, So we're doing all that now too. You got to do what you got to do when we're in this situation and still reach out to people, Harold. You know how it is.
We got to make the best of it.
Got to make the best of it.
Absolutely. I like the way you talked about the that other component of serving people, because I've always wished that, as performers, we get a disproportionate amount of applause and attention, whereas I wish I could take some of that and find somebody who's, 7 days a week caregiving somebody, and that never gets any notice or hardly even any attention or even any interaction, and give some of that love and applause to them. I wish there was a way. Maybe it's the new pet rock of like a little thing where it gives applause and, hey, you did the dishes, congratulations, or you did a great, because as we know, I mean, it's wonderful that we get it, but I wish we could share it.
Yeah.
Well, think of all the applause that mothers don't get, and here they have a full-time job. It doesn't pay anything, and they've got to be up all night, and no matter if they're sick, they have to go to work, and that's what a mother does, as well as sometimes fathers. And they don't get the applause, and yet we stand on stage and we do what we love to do, and we get all this applause. Well, really, the applause is for everybody out there. And how do we do that? I think you serve well because of what you do, improv, and making them feel that you give them that gift. We do it through hypnosis, through fun, through empowering, through our seminars. Our seminars are very powerful seminars, life-changing events for people. And it also changes our event. Every time we do one, it's like, wow, another connection, another level. And that's where you are in yours. That's why the next seminar we get to do, scheduling allowing, you're always 100% invited to our seminars as our guest.
Well, I can't wait to come, because I've seen you several times, and it's always entertaining. And I haven't been to I know you do the other side. I know you've toured the world as one of the main speakers with a lot of heavyweight people, and you being one of them. And so I look forward to witnessing that part. I know you always have the humor in there too. It's like I did a lot of work with this guy Kyle Cease.
Yes. That one.
And as similar to you, I mean, he's really funny, but he has a serious side too. And so that's really cool.
I've been to his events. I've been to Kyle's events. I even bowled with Kyle. Listen to this, right? So Kyle and I were bowling, and I was messing with him a little bit. And I said, yeah. And I don't bowl. I'm not a good bowler. I mean, I just don't bowl. I'll get 100 or something like that. And as I'm driving that, you'll go, well, it was in Vegas. I said, Kyle, why don't we go bowling? And he go, I said, well, I'm not that good, Kyle. You know how I mess with people, Harold. And I said, I mean, I've only bowled the 300 like 3 times. All my friends are. He goes, you bowl the 300? I go, 3 times, not like a lot. I said, I'm embarrassed. All my friends make fun of me. He goes, dude, that's good. I go, only 3 times, Kyle. You're making it sound like I do it all the time. And I had him going. That day, and I took a picture of my phone. That day, the first game, I bowled a 212 and then a 221. And he's like, you really do bowl. I go, Kyle, I've been messing with you. I really don't bowl that well. And I tried to convince him how bad I was. And then I'm bowling these 2 games. First time I only got 200 in my life, and I bowled it. He to this day does not believe he thinks I'm like this hot dog bowler, And I've been to his seminars. Amazing guy. He takes comedy and he realized. I mean, it's the same thing all of us do. We use our talent and gift to help people get unstuck and realize that they have a future and that what they have matters. Their life matters to so many other people if they don't focus on them and only them, if they focus on serving. And that's what I love about what you do and what Yolanda and I do and Kyle does and the Tony Robbins and all those people out there that make a difference, Jim Britt, Michael Nitti, you think about those people and they're solid. They're solid people and it really does pay it forward, I love Kyle. Next time you talk to him, you got to mess with him. Say, hey, Mark wants to go bowling with you.
Yeah. I actually met him at a party. My friend Lynn Rose is uber talented singer and host and speaker, and she had everybody. She kind of selected the people. There was about 25 people in the room. It was around Christmas time, and she had everybody go around the room and tell a little bit about themselves. And when she got to me, she said, "Okay, Harold, why don't you make up a song about what everybody just talked about?" I didn't know I was going to do it. There. So I did it, and Kyle comes up to me and he goes, "Man, you're like the musical counterpart to what I do, and I want you to come and do my show." So, and I didn't know what he did. So I show up at this 1,400 seat theater that was packed with people lining up around, and I'm going, wow. And he said, "Just go." So I went out and made up a song on the spot, and then he called me up 3 or 4 times during the day, and it was an all-day event for 2 days. And I would just listen and take notes to what he talked about and go up and make up songs about it. And I did it for about 5 or 6 events. And then we ended up doing, the last one I did with him was at the Dolby Theater for 2 days. So he's got an incredible following.
Yeah, he really does. And he is a gift and a talent to everyone he comes in contact with. Yeah, he has no ego. He's just about serving, which I love about, Not everybody's out there like that. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment we forget who we are and where we came from is the moment our ego is destroyed because the talent will never show up in the same way. And our talent will be missing because of that connection. So how do people get a hold of you?
It's really all about me.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Aren't we just wonderful rock stars? How does people get a hold of you if they want to get, hey, I want to know more about Harold, check him out on Facebook. You got a live Facebook you do what was it?
It's Thursdays at 3 Pacific time, just for the alliteration, if nothing else. Thursdays at 3. And I'm doing that, obviously, at 3 o'clock on Thursdays, West Coast time, Pacific time. And then I'm doing various things like this. I'm doing my friend Faith's luau, but I have a website, which is just my name, haroldpayne.com or haroldpaynemusic.com, and my Facebook, which is where I do my Facebook live events at Harold Payne, and I have a Harold Payne music site, which is the band page, which you can like. I'm all out of. You only get 5,000 on your private page.
Yes.
Page, and I'm unfortunately. So I'm gonna eventually move this concert over to my band page, and I'm gonna start doing a 2-song Tuesdays.
Oh, awesome.
At 2 o'clock.
I don't know if that's too much alliteration. I'm gonna put it out to my people on Thursday to see what time is better, whether the alliteration is going to pull me or I'm going to pick a better time in the evening.
And people can type in right in, and you'll make up songs on the spot and all that, right?
That's right. Usually, I do a couple every time, and people put title, and then the title, and I look at them, and sometimes I put them together, and sometimes I pick one, and sometimes somebody says, "Could you do a song about somebody that I already know?" And I'll go for it. So it's improvising upon improvising, you know.
That is so cool. Well, you know what? Corporations, parties, just hanging around, you know, I mean, you're a blessing to everybody out there, and you make a difference in so many lives, you know. And because we got to know you a little bit on the personal side, I wish we lived in the same town. We'd hang out a lot more together, you know.
I know.
So we're in Vegas. You're in LA. I hope that people look you up and they follow you on Facebook on your fan page. You get, if you want to hire Harold, give him a call, go to his website, check him out, send him an email, and you will not be disappointed. You'll be overwhelmed. Blow your mind. You know, if you put shoes on, don't wear socks because it'll knock your socks off. So we suggest sandals only when you listen to Harold or hire Harold.
I try to be as soulful as possible.
Well, you know something, buddy? It's an honor and a pleasure. I know you're busy in your schedule. We have nothing to do to 2021 other than cut down trees and everything else. So it's pretty much.
We don't have any more trees. You're done cutting. We don't have any more trees now, so they're all gone. So I don't know what he's going to do after he finishes.
Cut the neighbor's trees.
Cutting the trees. Yeah, you're going to start.
Yeah. You first cut down on your work, and then you cut down on the trees, and then hopefully you put the saw away.
Yeah, well, we've got to figure something out. I'm gonna build a building, a suspending building where it suspends in the air. Floating, suspending. Yeah. I talked to my welder today, and I want it 4 feet off the ground, and I want the drawbridge going to the next one. It's going to be 8 feet off the ground, and it's going to be 16 by 32. It's going to float. It's going to be cool, you know. Got to be creative, Harold.
I just listened to his crazy ideas.
She just wants a pool. I'm happy. All I gotta say is, yeah, this is going to help accent the pool, baby.
No, you won't get your building.
That's good.
There you go.
He will not do his floating anything until I get my pool, because I know what'll happen. He'll build his stuff, and then he'll be like, "Oh no, we're gonna wait on your pool. No, we're getting my pool first. Then you can get your floating building."
You got to give him the honey don't list.
Right? That's right.
Well, make sure you check out Harold at haroldpaynemusic.com.
And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so glad we got a hold of you and you were able to do this.
El gusto es mío, como no.
Claro que sí.
Claro que sí. Claro que sí. That I do.
That's you don't know.
Good.
No idea what I said, but it sounded good, didn't it?
More chainsaw.
I'm drunk with love with her, so.
Well, we'll be watching your Facebook Lives, that's for sure, and we'll be sharing them, of course, because we enjoy listening to your music. So,
thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in person, both personally and hypnotically.
I appreciate you very much, man. And now you have Yolanda's cell phone number, so she was like, "I don't have Harold's number." I go,
I didn't.
he only gives it to the important people he loves. And apparently, now you love her, so that's good.
If we're in Orange County anytime soon, we'll definitely look you up and maybe go out and have lunch or something and just
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm positive that people will share this video and your talent. And if please stay in touch with us. If you need anything, you let us know. Make sure you look up Harold Payne at haroldpaynemusic.com. Like this video, share it, and then let's make Harold put another smile on his face. You want to take us out with a song, buddy?
Sure. Why not? I don't know what I'm doing, but Rhonda, I know that you wander. Have a good time with your Facebook Live. With all the crazy stuff that you do. I'm glad that I'm friends with you. And that you don't hypnotize me and embarrass me. So we'll have a mutually assured destruction clause that I won't say anything about you, and I won't give you pause to say something about me. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very much. Again, share this video with people. Spread the word. Harold's out there. He is not a Payne. He is Harold. He is the Harold Payne. He's out there to make a difference in your life. He takes away the pain and makes you smile.
That's right.
So make sure you have Harold. Keep in touch with him. Go to his Facebook Lives, and Harold, we'll talk to you soon. Again, like this, share it, and we'll talk to you soon. Conversation with Mark and Yolanda. Bam, baby girl, we are out for now. Next week, our guest is going to be Brooks and Dunn and Reba McEntire.
No, they're not.
They're not? They canceled?
They were never booked.
Sure.
He makes up stuff all the time. No. We do have some special guests. We have some friends from London that'll be joining us on Monday. And then we have your friend Steve joining us next Friday.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. But thank you, Harold, and we will talk to you soon. You have a great day, rest of the day. And touch.
All right, brother. We'll see you. Stay in touch. All right.
And we will sign off with, we will see you guys on Friday.
So we got to talk about, is Hollywood going to be on?
I don't know yet.
We're trying to get Hollywood. You'll know him.
I know.
He was the wolf from the Gladiators. Remember the old Gladiators? He was one of the guys there. He used to do my security for me, and Steve used to do my security for me. And you talk about crazy, fun stories. Wait till you get these guys on. They are out there. He's also an actor. He does a lot of acting and things like that. So he may or may not be able to get on. We're trying to get a hold of him right now. Yes. And other than that, make sure you share the video. You want to watch more of our shows, please go to our website, Facebook, what is it? Facebook, Hypnotist Mark, and they can watch our more clips. You want to stream the entire year, you can do that. Watch our adult shows, watch our corporate shows, Vimeo.com, and type in there Mark, Hypnotist Mark, right, baby girl?
Yep.
Hypnotist Mark, and it'll pop up there. Got 7 terabytes full, and we got another 5 we're filling up right now. Stream the whole year for you. Let us make some comments on it. We'll share. Continue to help us spread the word. We're trying to get to 25,000 friends in 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks we went from 8,000 to over 14,000 friends on our Facebook fan page.
Your fan page. I'm like, what are you talking about?
We don't want that many friends. We don't want that many friends. We just want a few friends. Girl, don't go there. I don't know. You did.
Oh my God. You're crazy.
So we will talk to you. Make sure you check out haroldpaynemusic.com. haroldpaynemusic.com. Send us your comments. If you want to know how to get in touch with him, we will give his cell phone number so it goes viral.
We don't give out cell phone numbers. No.
We did one time. No. Remember we did?
Yeah, you gave mine. Do not give out personal information.
What are you talking about? They asked for it, we deliver.
We will. You can send us a message. You can contact Harold off of his website. There's a contact page.
I'll give you a cell phone number.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Call me. I'll deliver the number right
So
you can
we
call
will
me.
be back on Friday with
We
you.
will
So
be
have a
free.
good rest of the day.
All right.
And
Hey, share, like, and we are out of here. I got to go chainsaw. I'm going to do a Facebook Live on chainsaw.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to get Lana to chainsaw. You want to drag the tree or chainsaw?
No.
Shoot.
No.
I'm on my own. Going to chainsaw
We're not
everything.
dragging anything.
Why?
You're crazy.
You need a tractor.
We don't have a tractor. Now
I think my tractor.
Now you're gonna go buy a tractor.
I prayed about this, and Jesus wants me to have a tractor.
No, he doesn't.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I'm pretty sure Jesus does not care either way, but he would
Sure.
probably agree with me that you don't need to buy a tractor.
Sure.
So
Pretty sure.
we'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you for joining
Judy,
us.
thanks for watching, girlfriend. Back at you, sweetie. Check out Harold Payne, HaroldPayneMusic.com. We're out of here. Go make a difference in somebody's life. Smile. Do something to make somebody else feel good about their day. Open a door, smile, donate, go visit somebody that needs to be visited. Safe distancing. Make sure you wear your mask. I got my mask on right now. You don't know. I know this is beautiful. This is my pretty mask right here. It's a see-through one. Till then, we're out of here. Baby girl. Who loves you daddy now, baby? Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. We'll see you guys on